Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katlyn Duncan and I am a traditionally published author and ghostwriter. Today I'm going to talk you through some tips and tricks for attending BookCon as someone who suffers from anxiety. Just as a quick note, this is from my experience and my perspective with anxiety, and I know that everyone is different. I'm hoping one or more of these tips might help someone who may be on the fence about attending an event due to different types of anxiety. A little background on my experience with the event. When I was a book blogger, I used to attend BEA, which is Book Expo America. It takes place at the Javits Center every year. Anytime I went, I got tons of books from authors that I loved and a lot of new releases. Most notably, I got to meet R.L. Stine and James Patterson several times. That was a big plus for me. BEA is an event for industry professionals showcasing upcoming books, selling rights for books, and authors, librarians, and book buyers attend this event. When I was a book blogger, I attended as a media person. I'm not sure how it stands now, but I do know it's a little different to get into the event as a book blogger or booktuber. So for more information on that, I would recommend checking out the website. So in 2014, when BookCon started, I was so excited to go. I had never been to a convention like this before, so I have to say my expectations were a lot higher than what happened. For those not in the know, BookCon is a fan convention with authors, celebrities, and publishing professionals to celebrate books with readers. The first year I attended BookCon in 2014, it was utter insanity. At that point, I had never been to a fan convention before, so I was entirely out of my element. My anxiety came to a head during and after my pregnancy, and BookCon was right around my month mark when I was pregnant. So you can guess what happened. To get inside BookCon, we had to wait in these incredibly long lines outside the Javits Center, and it was hot. For me, there were just too many people, and the situation did not work for me. But at the time, I didn't realize it had more to do with my head than everyone around me. To be honest, I don't really have a lot of memories about that day other than the way I felt. Everywhere I went, there were lines. So any panel that I wanted to go into, I had to wait at least an hour to get in. And it was also the crush of people in the center that I just could not take. There was so much excitement for everyone and meeting your favorite author, and it was just a little too much and definitely suffocating. So because I like to torture myself, I tried again in 2015. After becoming a mom, my anxiety hit at an all-time high. And again, I had no idea what I was feeling and the reasoning behind it. It was after that year that I decided I was never going to BookCon again. I'm going to flash forward to 2018 when I jump-started the process of working through a lot of my issues. I do follow a lot of authors and booktubers on social media, and I started to get some serious FOMO about attending BookCon. So as a test to myself, I mentally prepared to go, and I bought a one-day pass to BookCon. And then the day finally came, and what a day it was. To start off, it seemed like the entire world was against me going to this event. I am a big believer in signs, and if things halt me in my tracks, I tend to think about them and wonder if, should I really go to this thing? That morning, I lost my license, and at the time I was freaking out because you do need an ID to get into the event. And on my way down on the train literally broke down. We were escorted off the train, and then the train left, leaving us without a ride, any idea if the train was coming back. So yeah, I'm talking about signs, and that was a big one. So before my journey even started, I wanted it to be over. But the pressure of all the work I had done somehow calmed me. It did help that the person I attended with was the chillest person on the planet and had no problem with me being late. So as much as it seemed that the day was going to be horrible, well, there's one good thing about showing up late to BookCon: there's no lines. So when we arrived, we walked right in. So after all of that, here are my 5 tips for surviving BookCon. Tip number 1, buy your ticket early. If you buy your ticket early, they mail your badge to you so you don't have to wait at will call when you arrive. It's definitely a line saver. See what I did there? Also, if you sign up early, you do get first chance to pick your 2 autographing tickets that come with your badge. And believe me, they sell out fast. I didn't realize how fast until I tried to sign up for 2 of my authors and didn't get either of them. But as a side tip, when you do arrive at BookCon, any tickets left over are fair game. If you head to the autographing session right when you arrive, you're able to see what tickets are left and you can grab as many as you want. Tip number 2. In addition to receiving your badge early, there are ways that you can literally plan out your day if that's what you feel you need to be confident to attend. On the BookCon website, all of the panels, events, meet and greets, autographing sessions are listed for you to check out ahead of time. You can also download the BookCon app, which if you plan out your day, will send you notifications throughout the day when the events are about to start. I do recommend you take the time out to plan your day, but also don't be rigid on that structure. There are a lot of lines, and for most of the panels, you do have to line up about an hour ahead of time due to the capacity of each of the rooms. So if you keep your schedule loose, you might experience something different than if you kept to your plan. For example, last year I didn't make a schedule at all. I did have some idea where I wanted to be, but I didn't stick to it as I had in years previous because I knew that it would trigger me if I did not get to these events on time. So I found a lull in my somewhat structure of my day, and I ended up at Nico Tortorella's talk. I am a huge fan of the TV show Younger, and I was thrilled that I walked into this event without waiting in line. There were maybe a dozen people at the talk, but I was so captivated by their process on creating a poetry book. I myself usually don't read poetry books, but me and my friend, after the event, bought their book, and I do check it out every now and then. It's one of my most prized possessions from that day. It was such an amazing experience that I would have missed if I stuck to my schedule and didn't allow any time for something different. Speaking of buying books, tip number 3 involves money. I'm breaking down this section in terms of buying books and food, but it all comes down to budgeting. Coming to the event with a budget will help relieve some of the stress when it comes to what you want to purchase. There are so many opportunities for merchandise, books, and everything in between, and it can be a lot. So unless you're a cajillionaire who can buy anything you want, I suggest coming in with a budget. One tip is to check the autographing sessions that you signed up for. Some of them do require purchasing a book to attend the session. Another way to blow your money and time is to eat at the convention center. While you might be tempted to wing it, people usually tend to eat around the same time and the lines get really big. I recommend bringing snacks and water with you so that if you're waiting in line for a panel and get hungry, you can munch on that. And if you're still interested in going in the food options at the convention center, maybe pick a time that's not around lunchtime when everyone else is hungry. And right there, you're saving money and time. Tip number 4, take frequent breaks. Waiting for panels or autographing sessions and then sitting through panels can take a lot of time. You have this amazing trade show for book lovers and a ton of great vendors on the show floor. And tip number 5, just have fun. When I attended these events in the past, I didn't really have fun. I was too stuck on certain things in my mind that I was unable to just be in this amazing place where we unite on our love for books. I know it's a little corny to say that, but it is important. Try to find the good moments. If you attend with friends or your family, just take the time to enjoy being with them and experiencing the event together. It's such an amazing opportunity to celebrate books and the people who write them. If you happen to come by yourself and are waiting in an autographing line, you already have something in common with the person in front of you or the person behind you. So I recommend saying hello. talking about the author that you're going to see or talking about a book they wrote. Who knows? You might find a new friend to attend with you next year. Now, I'm one to practice what I preach, so I know with these tips in mind, I will be attending BookCon in future years. If I went home last year because of losing my license and the train mishap, I would have missed out on so many amazing opportunities for good memories. I never would have had the confidence to approach authors and booktubers I admired who were wandering the floor and admittedly fangirled over. Two of them, Julie from Pages and Pens and author Kristen Martin, actually featured a small bit of me in their own videos, which I will link in the description box below. So I get it. I know these events can be hard, but if you are willing and able to push through your comfort zone, I guarantee you will make some amazing memories that you will never forget. So, if you do attend BookCon this year and see me walking around, please come up to me and say hi and that you saw the video and are excited to be there as much as I am. I swear I'm not scary and I'm so excited to meet you. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell so you know the next time I post a video. See you soon.